in the shadows where justice burns. Tiff and the Punisher. Rise. Street lights flicker, the city's on fire. Tiff walks the line with a cold desire. Punisher's shadow, the hammer falls hard. No mercy for evil, they're playing their card. Through the alleys of pain and the rivers of blood, they hunt down the guilty, they're the judge and the flood. But every war needs a mind that can see, a voice in the chaos that cuts to the core. Tiff and the Punisher carving the night, punishing sinners beneath the pale light. Becka steps in with that smart-ass grin, brainiac queen, always right from within. She's figuring out the world one fact at a time, calling out the lies with a razor-sharp mind. You think you're clever? Watch me prove you wrong. Becka's in the mix, and the truth marches on. Becka's the spark in the tactical storm, smart-ass remarks that keep the whole team reformed. Equations and evidence, she's cracking the code, while the Punisher's bullets write the final ode. Tiff holds the line with the fearless command. Together they're unstoppable, a punishing band. Becka won't rest till the puzzle is solved. She's right every time and the problem's resolved. When the world's gone mad and the answers won't bend, she'll dissect the chaos and break it again. Smart-ass brainiac, queer the fight. Tiff and the Punisher on the night. Tiff and the Punisher carving the night, punishing sinners beneath the pale light. Becka steps in with that smart-ass grin, brainiac queen, always right from within. She's figuring out the world one fact at a time, calling out the lies with a razor-sharp mind. You think you're clever? Watch me prove you wrong. Becka's in the mix, and the truth marches on. Tiff and the Punisher. Becka's got the answers. Justice never sleeps. They are taking our kids every day, a child a minute, no one has a thing to say for those who have been isolated. Don't be worried, you have a voice today, so listen up everyone, here is the story. Child Protective Services is real. CPS is what they call it. They want our kids because it fills a lot of people's wallets. We all think it won't be us. We say when they come we will be so tough. It all sounds good when there's no one to take them. But when they come, your voice gets to breaking. Stay calm, step away, sleeves. You can't do what you're trying to do. We have done our homework. Don't do a damn thing without a warrant. You will no longer will steal our kids this way. Tiff and the Punisher have come for the calling. They are giving us the CPS warning. Their voice is loud and clear. We stop losing our kids this year. Tiff wants to fight the entire planet. She's tired of our kids being taken, god damn it. She's been fighting CPS for 30 years, bringing children home from this disgusting mess. The Punisher screaming out loud, abolish CPS and tear it down. I want all our kids to come back. Look at all those kids' pictures held up by Tiff Tack. Together we are stronger than we need. We will tear down CPS with hot speed. We will do so much being together. The birds of a feather flock together. So watch out CPS, here we come. Picking you off one by one. We promise to bring back the family and prosecute the caseworkers unhandily. So give us back the kids you have taken. Sending you all on a vacation. The one with bars in the windows and the only games you play are on Nintendos. Corruption in courts, here we come. We won't stop until it's done. Your judges need to learn what you stand for. This is Tiff and the Punisher Warrior. Oh, and we cry out to all you out there. We need support for a cause that many don't care. All children are being stolen way too often. So CPS, we plan on doing the stopping. I stop!
Your microphone's not on. What's up, Tiff?
Today was a good day. Today was
Do you want to
just a
read
good
your
day.
Do you want to read your message?
Yeah, I'll read it. So, a couple months ago, we were talking about one of the kids that was coming home when school got out. So I got the message today. It says, I'm not going to say the child's name, but my son has been fully returned back to me. I couldn't be more happy. Thank you for so much for everything you do. And she sent me a whole bunch of hearts. So I'm excited.
Holy smokes, just slaying it this week.
Yeah.
This month,
So
part of the work is that you're putting in, you're getting the benefits of hearing these people. You know, these people talking and you're getting results. I don't know if tonight's Becka night. I'm not sure. I don't see her back there. I see her picture, but I don't see her on it. So I don't know if I don't know what she's doing. I'll pull her in here in a second. As soon as I see her face, there she is. There's Becka. Let's bring out Becka here, Mrs. Stipulation herself. Here's Becka.
Oh.
What's up, Becka?
Okay. What is going on?
we
Oh,
can
okay.
see you.
Okay.
There
Just
she
making
is.
sure.
All right, are you ready now?
Yeah,
What's
sorry.
up, Becka? So I found this video when we were just going through this our pre-game, and you can't. This thing just labels it all. I mean, we gotta play. I gotta play this. Let me make sure I still have it, because in my fit of my moment there, I might have deleted it. Nope, I still have it. All right, cool. Let's start with watching this, because this will lead us right into this. Will lead us right to where we were going anyway. But there's nothing else says it better than this. So let's just check this out. It's a little bit. It's 10 minutes long, but this is going to be worth the watch.
This is the warning. The warning I never wanted to give, but one that every American needs to hear. We stand at a crossroads in our nation's history, a moment that will define generations to come. A moment.
Let's start it over. There we go.
The warning. This is the warning. The warning I never wanted to give, but one that every American needs to hear. We stand at a crossroads in our nation's history, a moment that will define generations to come. A moment when the very fabric of our constitutional republic hangs in the balance. Throughout history, great nations have fallen, not from external invasion, but from the internal decay, from the corruption of their founding principles, from the erosion of the very values that made them great. We are the greatest domestic threat to liberty since the founding of this republic, and it's not coming from outside our borders. It's coming from within. Not from foreign terrorists, but from complicit federal agencies, unelected bureaucrats, and power-hungry officials who believe the Constitution is optional, and who are counting on the rest of us to stay too distracted, too divided, or too damn docile to stop them. I'm not here to make you feel comfortable. I'm here to wake you up, because everything you think you know about justice in this country, it's an illusion. A well-produced performance that crumbles the moment you challenge power. And when you do, you'll learn real quick how deep the rot goes. The founders knew this day might come. Jefferson wrote that the tree of liberty must be refreshed from time to time with the blood of patriots and tyrants. Franklin warned that we had a republic if you can keep it. Madison designed a system of checks and balances, precisely because ambition must be made to counteract ambition. They understood that liberty is not the natural state of human affairs, that freedom must be vigilantly guarded, that rights, once surrendered, are nearly impossible to reclaim. But what happens when those safeguards are dismantled? What happens when the very institutions designed to protect liberty become its greatest threat? You'll learn that agencies like the FBI, the DOJ, the Office of the Inspector General, the ones you thought were there to protect you, will either look away or worse, actively protect the corruption. You'll learn that courts don't always care about the truth, that due process isn't guaranteed, that oversight has become a punchline, and most damning of all, you'll learn that the public, the average American, doesn't even care. They'll scroll past your story. They'll believe the headlines. They'll say, well, he must have done something wrong, because it's easier to believe that the system works than to admit we've already lost it. Think I'm exaggerating? Think again. Look at the surveillance state. Look at the targeting of political opponents through selective prosecution. Look at whistleblowers who were smeared, jailed, silenced. not celebrated. Look at how easily rights vanish under the excuse of emergency powers, national security, or public safety. This isn't theory. This is practice. And if you think it won't reach you, you're wrong. Because what the state can do to one, it can do to all. We are not facing a political crisis. We are facing a constitutional crisis. And if we don't act, if you don't act, everything we've been taught about this country becomes a lie. Let's talk about the Bill of Rights, because you need to understand what you're about to lose. The First Amendment doesn't grant you free speech. It recognizes that you already have it, and it forbids the government from infringing upon it. The Second Amendment doesn't give you the right to bear arms. It acknowledges that a free people must be able to defend themselves, especially against tyranny. The Fourth Amendment isn't a courtesy. It affirms your right to privacy, that your person, home, and property cannot be searched without cause or a warrant. The Fifth, the Sixth, due process, the right to remain silent, the right to a fair trial, the right to counsel. These aren't suggestions. They're hard limits on government power, and they're under direct attack. Look at the mass surveillance, warrantless spying, backdoor access to your phones, messages, bank records, not just by federal agencies, by corporations acting as proxy censors and data miners. Look at the censorship, posts deleted, videos demonetized, accounts terminated, speech labeled as harmful, misinformation, or extremist because it challenges a narrative. Look at the rise of parallel construction, law enforcement, obtaining illegal evidence, then fabricating a legal pretext after the fact. Look at civil asset forfeiture. They can take your money, your property, your car, without even charging you with a crime. Look at qualified immunity, a doctrine so corrupt that officials can violate your right and walk away unpunished, just as long as there's no prior case identical enough to prove that they should have known better. Look at emergency powers that never expire. Look at how fast the Constitution disappears when fear becomes policy. And now ask yourself, where are the checks and balances? Where's the oversight? Where's Congress?
Never.
Where are the judges? Where's the press? Too many of them have either been bought, silenced, or seduced by the very power they were supposed to restrain. This isn't speculation. This is the roadmap of history. Every authoritarian regime, every fallen republic followed this path. They used fear to gain control. They used security to suspend liberty. They used crisis to consolidate power. It begins with censorship, then surveillance, then propaganda, then criminalizing dissent, then weaponizing law enforcement, then rewriting laws, then denying due process, then controlling speech, then controlling thought. By the time the public realizes what happened, it's too late. So let me ask you again, what will you do? Will you stay silent? Or will you become ungovernable in the face of tyranny? Because liberty will not defend itself. It needs you. Let me be clear. I'm not asking you to burn it all down. I'm asking you to build something better. Because the system as it stands does not serve the people. It protects the powerful. It shields the corrupt. It punishes the honest. And the only thing that will ever change it is us, we the people. So what does action look like? It means documenting everything, recording everything, creating a record they cannot erase, no matter how hard they try. It means suing corrupt agencies, filing motions, demanding hearings, taking your fight into the courts, and refusing to back down. It means organizing locally, regionally, nationally. Not around politics, but around principles, around the Constitution, around the unshakable idea that freedom is not negotiable. It means building alternatives, alternative media, alternative platforms, alternative institutions that don't rely on permission from the people trying to silence you. It means showing up at city council meetings, at courtrooms, at school boards, in front of cameras, with signs, with facts, with spine. It means running for office and not compromising your integrity to do it. It means infiltrating the system, not to profit, but to dismantle corruption from within. It means mentoring the next generation, teaching your kids what liberty really means, what the Bill of Rights actually says, what it costs to defend it, and what happens when we don't. It means refusing to obey unconstitutional orders. It means saying no when the law betrays the spirit of justice. It means drawing your line and holding it. Because the tree of liberty doesn't just need the blood of patriots. It needs their courage, their time, their action. This is our Lexington. This is our Selma. This is our Normandy. Our moment to decide who we are and what we are willing to risk for freedom. So I ask you, when our children look back at this moment, what will they see? Will they see a generation that bowed in fear or rose in defiance? Will they see Americans who traded liberty for comfort or stood firm even when it hurt? Will they inherit a republic or the ruins of one? The answer depends on what you do next. So stand the hell up, speak the truth, challenge everything, refuse to be silenced, refuse to be intimidated, refuse to be controlled. This is your country. This is your constitution. This is your fight. This is the warning. And it's the last one you're going to get.
You know.
Well, you guys already know that he speaks my language and I don't back down. And I do challenge people, especially if they think you heard what I said, they think they have authority over me. No. And he's right. We have to build an army of spined people. Osiris told me one time, Tiffany, you just need to have a constitutional boot camp.
Right?
And I will tell you that my kids and my grandkids definitely are learning, well, the littler ones are learning the Constitution because they walk in my house and I have it hanging on my wall.
But you know what I liked what he said that nobody ever says?
What?
Those things aren't telling you that you have those rights. Those things are telling you that you already have them and warning the government not to impede on them.
Right. I said it before. The Bill of Rights is a restraining order against government officials.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the Bill of Rights is. And the Constitution aligns, of course, the Constitution was written first, the Bill of Rights came second, but they align together. So
Mhm.
the Constitution was not enough. They needed a Bill of Rights. And the Bill of Rights, and I learned this in my constitutional course that I took, that it's actually a restraining order against the government.
Yep. What's your thoughts there, Becca?
I don't know. I didn't pay attention to the video. I was busy on my phone.
Well,
But that's okay. I know what it was about and what the basis was about. Yeah. I mean, I agree 100% with him. I mean, we do all need to wake up and be aware. And he does talk Tiff's language, that's for sure.
what do you think needs to be done, Tiff? I mean, obviously education, but what's the next step?
Well, he's right. Like, go to town hall meetings, go to these board of supervisors, go to the board of social services. They hold them in every town or whatever
Hmm.
y'all want to call it, city.
Municipality, town, whichever.
Yeah,
one it is.
whatever they call it in your state, right?
Yeah.
Like, you need to show up. You need to remind these people that they work for us, right? And they cannot continue to do the grimy, cruddy backdoor shit that they keep thinking that they can get away with. They have to remember, right? Your ass wouldn't be in that seat if the
If
people
it
didn't
wasn't for
vote
us.
you in.
Yep.
And that's what I don't understand about this movement. And we say it time and time again. We've got more people in this movement that could possibly be involved in this movement than any other movement out there. More than Black Lives Matter, more than Hispanic Lives Matters, more than any of those. I mean, we got millions and millions and millions of people that have been affected by CPS. Millions and millions and millions directly. I mean, short of like all those other groups or ethnic groups, so they can't even touch the magnitude of people that the CPS arm has hit. You know, because this is black, white, red, brown, green, pink, gay, whatever. It doesn't matter. CPS still hits it. You know, more black, Spanish, and then goes down the hill. But
They're the one people that don't discriminate.
yeah, exactly. And you know, like they're that one government agency that I bet you is scarier than ICE. You know, CPS comes, you know, ICE comes, at least you know, shit, I don't have a green card or I don't have a warrant to be here, whatever the hell they call it. But when CPS comes, you don't know what the hell you did, and anybody in the neighborhood could be a target. It could be anybody, you know, and that's a scary damn thing. It's a scary, scary thing. There's no way of preparing for it. There's no way. Well, there is ways of preparing for it, but there's no way of knowing that moment when they come to your neighborhood whether it's going to be you or the neighbor. There's just no way to tell.
And this is really why I wish we could just go on the road, right? Um, I wish we were all billionaires because then we could travel all over this country, right? Because then in every little town, whatever they're called, in your
Yeah,
town or your state, we could educate the people, right? Like, I can't go to every single neighborhood. You can't. Becca can't. None of us can. That's why we do the podcast, because we reach more
yeah,
people. But the absolute most important thing you have to learn is the Constitution, because that is the superior law of the land. If you have the Constitution and you can ramble off your rights like I can,
Mm-hmm.
then and God, let me tell you, God has always got your back. Okay, you have to take that leap of faith, and if they knock on your door, you just have to tell them, I'm asserting my rights. I know what my rights are. Ramble them off, and then some people don't even know their rights. I promise you. So CPS workers don't know their rights. If they knew their rights, they would know your rights.
Right.
But again, we have people that it burns my ass up on Facebook when CPS doesn't it just take kids for no reason. And the minute I see that shit, I'm like, so what's your address?
Right.
Right.
So they'll be responding like, why? And I'm going to say, and I have said, so I can send CPS to your door and see if they take your kids for no reason.
Right.
Then it's crickets. Don't nobody want to talk to me now.
Well, no, because you just schooled them on their own bullshit, essentially.
Right. And sometimes I just can't, because I'm like, you know what? I'm going to get kicked. I'm going to be put in Facebook jail for a month. So I just need to just shut the hell
I just need
up.
to be quiet for a minute, please.
Yeah.
Go get some of that that oil that you use, that cotton flower oil or whatever the hell it is. What is it? What the hell is the oil that you use to calm down?
Coconut oil?
CBD.
No, sunflower seed.
Oh, CBD
What
oil.
is the other one? Wildflower? Wildflower, right?
Passion flower.
Passion flower. Yeah, you get some of that on it.
Yeah, passion flower, Darren. Passion.
Yeah, passion flower. It's a mood
So anyway,
stabilizer.
I thought that was a good. I saw that statement. I thought that was a good way for us to open up the show tonight, because I feel like America's just slipping away, and Donald Trump stood here and given us all the tools that we need to take it back, and just nobody's acting on it. Nobody's doing anything. The taillights are going by, So it's time. It's time people need to realize this, that this is the truth of reality.
Here's the thing. We're in the 250 years of this Constitution of this country.
Mm-hmm.
You would think that more people would be awake and understand the Constitution. Do people really understand what they're celebrating this July 4th?
No.
Do these people
beer,
truly understand?
Yep, beer and hot dogs and Daisy Dukes, obviously.
Okay, well, let me tell you about your beer.
Oh, my birthday and your birthday.
Well, yeah, that's true too. Our birthdays, but I'm talking about July 4th. Your beers, your Daisy Dukes, and your hot dogs, you wouldn't have those.
And apple pie.
Well, okay, and apple pie for Darren.
And apple pie, that's right.
If the men and women that have died for this country, yes, that's part of the celebration. But nobody would have that if it wasn't for the men and women who fought and lost their lives and then came back with half their body parts missing. You need to be praising those people, because they took an oath to defend that Constitution, which means they keep our liberties and this Constitution alive. And we, the people, need to praise them, and we need to start standing up, and we need to stand behind these soldiers. If they're fighting for our liberties, we too need to be fighting for our liberties. It's not just on them, it's on us.
No.
Well, we need to fight for their liberties at home, because they can't do it at home. We got to fight for their liberties here.
Understood why they even signed up for the military, because I was like, why would you want to fight for this country? Like, what it's become now? Like, I mean, I wouldn't. No.
Well, you know what? Here's the thing. Do you want to live here, or do you want to go live in some African town that's third world nation still, or like the? You always got to use those words with caution, because this is still the freest country in the world. This is still the best, economically. We live here. We cry about the rights that we don't have, but I say it to my wife all the time. She's like, "Oh shit, my cell phone doesn't have service." Well, that's a first world problem. Because someone that's living in a village in Africa doesn't even know what a cell phone is. That gets dropped on. That gets dropped on them, and they all of a sudden have no. They don't have a clue. They're trying to eat the damn thing. Like they don't know what a cell phone is or does. Like they have no clue of this. So
it's like an 80-year-old trying to navigate a phone.
Well, the point is, we all have to stand on the Constitution. Okay, so these people and these soldiers and just say the military. If the military can do it in other countries to defend our country, we too need to defend our country inside our country and stand on our Constitution, because the prosecutor told me that's the only thing that we the people have to stand on.
Now, what the hell would a prosecutor tell you that for?
Why did he tell me that? Because that's the truth.
Well, it's just not very often that you hear a prosecutor telling the truth.
Right.
Well, here's the thing. When you have good rapport with people, they will always tell you the truth. right?
Right.
And you know I have a bullshit meter anyway.
Oh yeah, let's
Oh
put
God,
it,
don't put it up there, Darren.
put it up.
I've known this man forever, right? And I told him what I did, and he said, "You keep doing it because the Constitution is all that we, the people, have to stand on." And I knew
Yep.
for a fact those words that came out of his mouth, he really believes that.
Does he still fight? So if someone comes in there laying down the Constitution, does he go out on? Does he say, "Okay, they're right about this"?
Well, I've never been prosecuted by him, and I've never been. Well, he used to prosecute all my car thefts because I worked
Right.
for a rental company.
Well, you're in the wrong in that, but you're in the wrong. So you know that's a whole different fight. You know, like
I will say this: if an attorney walks over to him, and he said this out of his own mouth, if an attorney walks over to me and says, "I promise you, you have the wrong person," he said, I stopped the proceeding, and I have my investigator look into it because his
Yeah.
biggest thing is he does not want to put the wrong person in jail.
Mm-hmm. Because too many people are already put in jail wrongfully.
Right. And he's a good prosecutor. That's why he's been our prosecutor for almost 20 years or longer than that, 25 years maybe. But this is the thing. We have to go meet with these people. We put them in these positions, right? Because prosecutors are not they have to run for office, right? They're elected
Yeah, they're
officials.
elected.
Right. Nobody should be afraid of a prosecutor. Okay? If you break the law, you got to pay the piper. I don't care who you are. I had to pay the piper quite a few times. But I broke the law. Okay?
Yeah.
So, but you need to have conversations with these people. Actually, their job is not really to put you in jail. Their job
No.
is to get justice for the victim.
right.
That is their job.
Hey, Alicia
And
says she wants. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Tiff.
no, go ahead. No,
No,
go
you
ahead.
go ahead. No, you go ahead. You go
Somebody
ahead.
go ahead.
Tiff, go ahead.
Just go ahead. No, because now I forgot what I was going to say. It's not a big deal. What
Son
did
of a bitch.
what did Alicia
All
say?
right, so Alicia says, and everybody say hi to Alicia. Alicia says her husband wants one of their babies to join because of the camaraderie that it gives to be in the military. And I would agree to that because there's nothing out. My dad used to say it all the time that there's nothing out in the civilian world that even compares to what you get in the military world. The true friendship, the true knowing that someone has your back, essentially your life is on someone else's line, like you pair it up sometimes, in the combat situation that guy's got your life and you got theirs, like things like that. You don't get that out in this world. People would rather just steal from you in this world than, spit in your face, or whatever that saying is.
But then isn't it a reality shock when they come back into civilian life? And that is what's happening?
They all hate it very much. They hate it. They hate the fact that people aren't loyal to one another. They hate the fact that people aren't committed like they say they are. They come from a place that their word matters, and their word has to matter because it could be the end of someone's life if it doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
If they got you, that means they got you, no matter what. So I mean that's one. It absolutely will teach a man how to be a man. There's no doubt about that. The military,
Yeah,
or
well,
but you know what I'm saying.
I have one son, and he wanted to go to the military. I said, absolutely not. I said, first of all, you will not fight for a country that when you come back is not going to take proper care of you. Absolutely not. That's the problem I have with this country. We need to treat our vets like they are royalty. They should have the best care, the best medicine, the best of everything. They gave their life and limb to fight for our country, and when they come back,
right?
What?
Or they just put it out there, even if they didn't come back hurt, like they still, any veteran that has served, they served their, and that's whether they were in
they did come back into
everything.
If they were in a support position, maybe they never even went overseas. But for every one combat troop, there's 12 people that support that one guy. So you need to remember that just because they weren't even at war, they still were part of the war machine. They still supported that. I think it is 12 guys to every one. that it takes to put an actual combat vet on the field or a combat soldier on the field. It's 12 guys, 12 to 1, I'm pretty sure. I'll look it up. But 12 support people to make that one guy be able to fight, 100% confidently and all of that. So it's all of those people that are together. And that's where that camaraderie thing that she comes, like where Alicia just said that. That's where
Yes.
that comes to play because you know that everybody on that team's got you. If you're hurt, that doctor's gonna be right there by your side. If your fucking pants tear, there's someone that's in supply right there that's gonna make sure that you have comfortable pants and socks. That the helicopter you ride in is gonna, like all of these things are taken care of for you. So all you have to focus on is your job. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
You can't get that in the United States. You don't get that anywhere out in the civilian world. Sure, you might have a crew of good people that you hang out with or you think you are good, but wait till you tell them that you're moving to the third floor of an apartment building. You'll see how much camaraderie you really have. No one's showing up for that. No, and that's the facts.
There were I can't remember if they were deputies or just regular police in Virginia Beach. A military guy was just sitting in his truck at the gas station. They assaulted this man. This man had on his army fatigues with his name tag, and the stun gun or whatever it's called,
Yeah, taser.
the taser. They tased him. All kind. It was big news around here. Those police, I believe, have been fired, and I think that they're on trial for some kind of assault charge on him. This dude was literally in his fatigues on his way to the base in Virginia Beach, sitting at a gas station, and all that shit went down. That's why I told my son, absolutely not.
Mm-hmm.
This country will
I
not
didn't think
take care
that
of
he
you.
could go if he's your only son.
Well,
He is my only son.
I was gonna say then he couldn't even go. He couldn't even enlist.
Oh yeah, he can. It's his
Well,
choice.
he could go if he
They
wanted
can't be
to.
forced. You can't be forced in the draft though. If there was a draft enacted, they can't.
Right,
Force
Okay, that's
because
what
he's
it is,
the
a
only
draft,
child.
okay.
He was the only son. And now, speaking of this, now they passed a law,
They upped the age on the
federal
draft.
law, no, that all males don't have to go register anymore because they're automatically put on a draft list through the federal government.
Yeah, I noticed that we used to get when I was younger. You used to get that thing in the mail. Always said like, make sure you register by the time you're 18 or when you turn 18. That was like a big.
Yeah,
push.
you had to register. Like it was
Yeah.
like against the law to not do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, now it
Now
doesn't
they
matter.
just automatically do it. So you're saying now they automatically just do it?
Yeah, they automatically opt you in for it.
Yep. They automatically, the day you turn 18, your name is on a federal list. So then we're going to the post office and signing your name to that, whatever it was.
Yeah.
Draft card.
Selective service.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So again, we're coming up on the 250th anniversary. And I hope everybody enjoys their hot dogs, liquor, beer, whatever you're drinking. But just remember, all those who fought for your freedoms, they shouldn't be the only ones fighting. People here on American soil need to be defending the Constitution on a daily basis. I don't care who you are.
Yeah. Yep. Certainly
That's
right
for
about that. Whether you're in a courtroom, whether you're talking to a police officer, whether you know your laws, get to learn your laws. Know what they're asking of you. You know what? You got to learn your statutes and codes too. As much as we don't want to and want to fight them, you got to learn those things because that's what they're fighting. And if you want to fight them in the courts, you got to at least be able to defend yourself. You got to know these statutes and codes. Not saying you have to use them unless it's in your favor, but you need to make sure that you know what your state says.
You don't go into the other court playing your own game. You have to play their game when you go into their court.
You got it. Jurisdiction and all that good.
Osiris knows what I'm talking about. So they maced him is what they did. I knew they attacked him somehow. So Becka, we were talking, we got like 15 minutes. So like I went down to the courthouse today and I was talking to the sheriff down there. And I had told him months ago that Virginia, JD in our court, was not a court of record. Well, he didn't believe me. He said, yes, it is. I said, are you sure you want to bet on that? And he was like, no, I'm going to go check it out. So he tells me today that he did check it out. And JD in our court here is not a court of record. So, Becca, my question to you is, if there's not a court of record in a state like Virginia, how does the stipulation work?
So there is a distinction between a court of record and a court of not record. Um, it says it can become extremely important when dealing with stipulations, admissions, waivers, and appeals. Court of record is a court where proceedings are officially preserved and can be reviewed later. So, like, they have a transcript, they have, their audio recording, whatever. And it says in most juvenile courts, and they actually says that it's done away with the court. They've tried to, majority of it, they have tried to do away with the court of not record. But they still have them because there is no transcript. No transcript can exist, and essentially years later, you can't challenge something that there's no proof of. If there's no proof, then they can't do anything with it. Like, that's one person's word against the other person.
Yep.
And essentially, it says that small claims courts or courts of non-record, municipal courts, and justice of the peace courts.
That's
and it
weird.
says states have largely moved away from true courts not of record.
That's crazy because you would think that like a justice of the peace or whatever it is that you just said, that like a wedding, like those things would be a true.
The biggest difference is in a court of record, the transcript becomes king. Appellate courts repeatedly state if it is not in the record, it did not happen. Not literally, but practically, that is often how appeals operate. If the transcript shows the parent stipulated, appellate courts usually presume that the stipulation occurred unless the record itself shows otherwise. It says there is many ways parents get trapped. Dependency stipulations often waives. Oh yeah, we already done with that. Then it quotes some case law. Santosky versus Kramer, Troxel, Kramer. Yeah. So, I mean, they just don't do them very much anymore. They're largely gone, pretty much.
Except here in Virginia.
Well, so Virginia's the exception to the rule.
Listen, man, when it comes to this state, we are the last to do any damn thing. Do you hear me? I mean, we were the last to do everything. It's terrible. So can you tell us?
That's because you guys build big boats and shit over there, aircraft carriers and everything.
Okay, well that's nice, but we need to do other shit besides that. So the court of records, what authority do they have over your proceedings, and what do non-court of records have authority over? What's the limitations on both? Do you know?
When I said earlier, hold on. What's the authority? The difference in authority. In authority. Let's see. The difference in authority between a court of record and a court not of record is often misunderstood. A court of record is not necessarily more powerful because it is a court of record. The primary distinction is how its actions are documented and reviewed. A court of record generally has authority to create binding judgments and orders, maintain a permanent official record, punish contempt, issue subpoenas, conduct trials with a preserved record, and have its decisions reviewed on appeal based upon the record created below. The official record itself carries a presumption of correctness. If the transcript says something happened, appellate courts generally accept that unless the record demonstrates error. A court not of record may still have authority to hear cases, enter judgments, impose fines, and issue orders within its jurisdiction. However, because there is little or no verbatim record, appeals are often conducted as de novo and rather than a review of the prior proceedings, and the lower court's factual findings may carry less weight because there is no transcript to review. Historically, under common law, a court of record was viewed as speaking through its record. The records were considered conclusive evidence of what occurred. The U.S. Supreme Court explained long ago that courts of record possess a permanent memorial or their proceedings, giving their judgments greater evidentiary force than tribunals lacking such records. It says most juvenile courts today are courts of record. That means the judge's authority comes from statute and the state constitution. The court's orders are enforceable because it has jurisdiction, and transcripts and exhibits become official history of the case. This is why stipulations become so significant.
So, if they're not a court of record, then their record isn't. So it's not enforceable, right?
I mean, essentially, you can go to appeals court and have a new trial.
But it makes that.
I think it's kind of a benefit.
Reread what you just said about the court of record.
What?
Reread what you just said about what you said there at the end about like essentially.
Court of record. Court of record generally has authority to create binding judgments and orders, maintain a permanent official record, punish contempt, issue subpoenas, and conduct trials with a preserved record. Have its decisions reviewed on appeal based upon the record created below. The official record itself carries a presumption of correctness. If the transcript says something happened, appellate courts generally accept that unless the record demonstrates error. Now, the courts not of record still have the authority to hear cases, enter judgments, impose fines, and issue orders within its jurisdiction. However, because there is little to or no verbatim record, appeals are often conducted as a new hearing, trial de novo, rather than review of the prior proceedings. The lower court's factual findings may carry less weight because there is no transcript to review. Which, I mean, realistically, I would say that's actually a benefit and a bonus to not having a court of record. Because then you can go to appeals court and have a new trial.
The winner at the time. I mean, as long as you weren't the winner, because that means they get to go back after you and start a new trial. But so where does that stand for CPS then? Or where are the CPS courts? Where do they lie? Are they courts of record?
Usually. They're supposed to be. I don't think they're mandated to be, but
if they're in JD&R court, they are not a court of record in Virginia.
So I guess what I'm getting at here is that all of these appeals then that people are putting in are completely done ass backwards or wrong, because that's saying that if you are not a court of record, then when you appeal, it goes to a de novo, which means you can start fresh, and your appeal can be like a new trial. Whereas if it's the other case, you can only appeal the laws and what had happened at your trial, the things that were brought forth on trial. Most people have probably tried to appeal the standard way of appealing that you usually know is that you are arguing what took place in the trial and what you're going after. So for them to say that you have to act on that way, if they're not a court of record, is completely false and bogus. It should be a new start.
So I just Googled it. I said, are dependency hearings in Virginia courts a court of record? No. Dependency hearing in Virginia are generally held in JD&R court, which is not a court of record.
It says here, historically, Virginia's J&DR courts have operated somewhat differently because appeals to the circuit court are often heard de novo, a completely new trial. Nevertheless, proceedings are generally recorded, and there are statutory provisions governing recordings and transcripts. Is operating a court of record. If a juvenile court is truly operating as a court of record, then dependency, admission, or stipulation would appear in the record. Waivers of right should appear in the record. If there is no transcript, no audio, no recording, serious questions can arise regarding how meaningful appellate review can occur, whether due process was protected, and whether appearance admissions was knowing and voluntary.
Well, I can tell you for a fact that they have cameras in the courtroom, but the volume is not on because they are not allowed to record in the courtrooms in JD&R court.
So again, these
But all
voters are
that's
not
going to change in July 1st here in Virginia.
for you. Yeah, right, for you guys.
For Virginia. It might not be a court of record, but you can best believe that I'm going to do my damnedest to make sure that any parent caught up in this web of deceit has a recording device in all dependency cases, all of them
Wait,
from
hold
the
on.
beginning to the end.
Because I said Google says J and DR courts are not courts of record. It says yes. In Virginia, Google is essentially correct. The Virginia court system itself states the JDR courts are district courts, which in Virginia means they are not courts of record and there are no jury trials. That is a significant distinction from states like Ohio, where juvenile courts are generally divisions of the Court of Common Pleas and our courts of record. Why this matters: in Virginia, J and DR court, the court is classified as a district court. Appeals generally go to circuit court, and the appeal is usually heard de novo. De novo appeal means the circuit court does not merely review whether the J and DR judge made an error. The circuit court conducts a new trial, new evidence can be presented, new witnesses can be called, and the circuit court reaches its own decision. The interesting part, even though J and DR is classified as not a court of record, many proceedings are still electronically recorded for administrative purposes in various locations. However, those recordings do not transform the court into a court of record in the legal sense. A court of record is a legal classification, not merely a question of whether a
So people are being led down the wrong road of appeals in these cases. They're doing the wrong thing. People should be having their kids back. They shouldn't be. No, that should be. They shouldn't even be in this situation. But that's exactly what that. Oh, look at
got
that.
a balls in here. Oh crap!
Don't pull them in. Do not pull them in.
I'm not touching nothing.
You're I would never want to be around you with a gun.
That's right. I got a trigger finger.
Yes, you do. You're one of those people that you just here comes. Oh, that was just Tiff. Don't worry about it. God dang. Hold on. Here he is. I think this is.
Why the hell did you want me to wait to bring him in when you was going to do it? You make no damn sense.
Because I'm looking for something in particular to bring him into.
Looking for a stupid song, Garen. Really?
I need to put. They're not stupid. This is what gives me my shows, Becka.
You can't bring him out because you want to play his song. You're ridiculous.
That's right. And you will wait for it. And you will appreciate it very much when I do it. Thank you for bringing notice that. You could have talked about something else.
Well, hold on. I'm about to answer this question. So, Jamie, if you're dealing with this, I don't know what state you're dealing with, but I will tell you, once you get a closure letter and it is to be unfounded, you need to subpoena the circuit court to unseal that allegation against you. And you also need to file a petition with the circuit court to expunge your records, because CPS will keep it for 3 years. And if any cases come back up, they will use it against you. I don't know about South Carolina law.
In Ohio, it's till the child turns 21.
Well, you can have it expunged. Oh, yes, you can. I've already done my shit.
Vacate it too.
Or vacate it, whatever you all call it. But in Virginia, it's called expungement.
Vacate the because essentially it's a stipulation. If you just vacate that actual stipulation, then you just nulled out the whole agreement that the kids were dependent or abused or neglected.
Okay, there you go. Okay, so I guess we got a visitor coming on. It's my buddy.
There he is. He's in the building.
He's a black screen. Osiris. I said he's a black screen. Oh wait, I see some light. Let there be light. Let there be light. We can't hear you either. Just so you know. Oh, he's gone. Now you can play a song, Darren.
I just hit him up. I said, we're waiting for you.
I'm like, my stupid phone. Yes, Mason.
Well, good thing we don't need to have 911 come or something.
Nat.
Is he coming in, Tiff? Did he answer you? Oh, he's not even here now.
No, I think he went out and then just kept. Well, I thought he was going to come back in.
I just asked him if he was coming on. We'll see.
Cyrus. There's a question I wanted to ask him too.
Yeah, so Jamie, just look up the laws. You should be able to go to your state website and look, because I know here in Virginia that if there's a false allegation, you can petition the circuit court to unseal the complaint and find out who was, and then you can also go to the same Supreme Court or not Supreme Court, Circuit Court, and file a motion to expunge it because if it stays on that, then they can use it against you if there's another complaint.
Where is Osiris? He's vanished. Well, here, we'll play this real quick while we wait and see if he comes. See if Osiris comes in.
I just sent it to him.
If he comes back. All right, I'm going to play this real quick.
The CPSpunisher.com is the app they never wanted you to find. If CPS is knocking at your door, intimidating you as a parent with police standing there waiting for you to talk back so they can arrest you and steal your kids, stand strong, tell them you want to see their warrant, they will leave. Lessons like these can save your family and are exactly what the CPS Punisher assists you with. If your lawyer isn't fighting for your child, now you can research anything and everything so you can be educated on the most up-to-date case law and court procedures. The CPS Punisher has more tools than Home Depot when it comes to recording data from your CPS case. Whether you need a timeline, log your visits, ask a question pertaining to the ADA, the CPS Punisher has it. Never again will CPS have the upper hand when you have the CPS Punisher. Visit thecpspunisher.com.
From the scales of Mart, from the throne of eternity, Amen Osiris rises. God of law.
What's up, family?
Hey, I love that shit.
What's up, internet wifey Tiff? What up, Becka?
What's that?
Internet side piece. What's up, Darren? Internet brother.
How you feeling?
Oh man, I'm getting there, man. I'm getting there. I was, I listen to you guys every night, and like I said, they got me on these real good meds, and actually, they kind of lowered my dosage today, so I said I want to tune in and join you guys. I'm sorry I haven't been here, but I listen. I watch you guys every night, and I've been tuning in. And not to be funny, but I've been falling asleep on you guys and remembering what you said in the morning. And,
I do that sometimes too.
I was about to say pulling Darren.
Yeah, I love you guys, and I miss you guys. And hi everybody that's tuned in to the channel. And you guys are killing it.
Well, what do you think about all this mess that we're talking tonight? All this, the country and everything. I know where you feel, but explain.
You know, I fought and killed for this country,
Mhm.
and you know, I killed a lot, and I enjoyed it. You know, but to be able to, you to look back and realize what I fought and killed for, it hurts because what I killed for was it had nothing to do with nothing, just for control of oil and drugs and money. You know what I mean? But I was young back then. I was still had Similac dripping off the chin. Well, this ain't Similac, by the way. It's not dried up Similac. It's just. And I think what this country has turned into is a mockery of what the Constitution was created for. Them, kidnapping and trafficking, our human offspring. And in lieu of what you said, I was listening earlier, and it was funny too, because I'm glad they lowered my dosage, because usually I'd be asleep by now. But the fact that they're doing what they're doing, it's wrong. It's dead wrong. And our country was, well, now it's founded on freedom. It wasn't back, during Sam Crow and slavery days. But and y'all already know my stance. I'm not going to go into it because y'all know how I feel, personally, and I'm not going to go there because I want to jeopardize any anything on the channel. But I stand on that. You know what I mean? And when these people swear an oath, they swear to defend and uphold the Constitution against all enemies, foreign and domestic. We don't have any foreign enemies right now. We have domestic enemies. CPS, the Title 40 crime family, the sheriffs, the prosecutors, the judges. Have you guys paid attention to this Chud the Builder thing?
No, speak about it.
Okay, and I know a lot of people within the sound of my voice. There was I think I spoke on it last time. There was a racist guy going around, calling people the N-word, the hard R, and he was one in Memphis. And if you get a chance, look it up. And now he's in jail, and they are prosecuting him to the fullest. And everybody has been speaking on it because they're happy that he's getting dealt with through the legal system. He's in jail. They won't let him out. Hey, Becka, why do you got them over-the-shoulder boulder holders on the bed? Don't be getting up and showing all that good stuff. Put them things away, girl.
Sorry.
But what they haven't spoke about is, and I'm going to expound, and you guys made a very valid point. They do not discriminate. And I received a contract the other day, and I told you guys I'd be working on it. And I do apologize because I've had some tragedy in the family. I've had some leg issues, and I've been kind of laid up. And I talked to Tiff last weekend, and Tiff said, "Yeah, well, maybe it's the universe telling you to sit your ass down and take a rest," and I did. And thank you for putting your foot right up in my behind, baby, because you was right on. You know what I mean? I haven't been to work in almost a week and a half, almost 2 weeks, and because I needed a break and I'm tired, and but this guy, what he did was he was going around. Hey, Becka, have you heard about the Chud the Builder thing? You know what? And that's what I love about you guys. You're not paying attention to shit that doesn't mean anything. But the reason I'm bringing it up is this guy. When you get a chance, go on YouTube, and I want everybody to go on YouTube, and I want you to just Google go on YouTube and put in your search bar Chud the Builder, and I want you to see he's a Caucasoid, and what he was doing, he's in Memphis, and he was going around calling people the N-word, and he was going around to black people calling him an N-word, and then he was going around to white people, and then when they said, "Well, hey man, I got Afro-American grandkids or whatever," then he called them the N-word lovers, right?
Okay.
And then, right, oh yeah, it's crazy, and then he was posting on I think it was X, and why I don't know. I don't know why X would allow him to go around saying the things that he was saying to people and not like shut him off.
Yeah.
And now they're persecuting him to the fullest. And what I want you, once you watch it, I want you to pay attention to what's going on. They put him in jail because what he did was he was going around antagonizing people. And then, he even posted that, I'm going to wind up killing one of these, these N-words. And you guys are going to chimp out because I'm going to walk free. It was really disgusting. All right. I thought it was funny. But this is what happened.
Your sick sense of humor.
No, yeah, real talk. I thought it was funny. Well, here's the thing. I found it refreshing because at least he was honest. I'd rather know that you're a racist, redneck, no good trailer trash fucker up front.
Right.
Instead of fronting like me and you were cool and then stabbing me in my back.
Yeah.
So, I don't like the KKK, but I respect them because hey, we don't like you. Okay, that's cool. I'm with that. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But here's what happened. Everybody is so happy about, they put him a $1.2 million bail on this guy. He can't get out. He raised money through one of these GoFundMe accounts or something like that. And the judge said that you can't use it. Now, here's the funny part. And this is in Memphis. All right, Memphis was one of the most racist states, southern racist states that there was, because that's where all the tobacco industry was. All right, which is fine. All right, but what happens is if you watch what is happening to him, the only dark thing that you see is the guard that brings his ass in there and who's looking at him like, I wish you would.
Right.
All right. So anyway, long story short, he approached a brother who was ex-military, and he started talking about that N-word crap. And the brother stepped to him, punched him in the face. So he shot this dude like 5-6 times. Matter of fact, he shot him right across from the Memphis courthourse.
Right out front of it says, yeah.
You're all right. So he's facing 5 to 65 years.
Yeah, attempted murder, they're saying.
Right. So here's the thing. And I'm bringing this up not to be out of the subject, but I want to bring this to your attention. What they're doing to this man, which is legally justified. All right, but here's the catch. All right, the reason they are taking this man, and Darren, when you get a chance, you can read that, man. You can hit me tomorrow because I'll be sober, and because most of the good stuff is wearing off. All right, so
yeah.
And listen, I'm sorry, y'all, but I've been through some serious bodily pain, and they have me on some serious good stuff.
But they're attacking free speech now. Is this where you're going? You're going to say this? They're going to attack our freedom of speech?
No. That's not where I'm going. We all have the freedom of speech, but also you are responsible for the abuse of that right. All right, that's the federal and state constitution. But what happens is if you go and look and follow it, this has been going on for about maybe 3 weeks now. If you go look and follow it, what happens is, all right, he shot somebody. He shot a black man outside of the court, right, and then tried to claim self-defense after he went to this guy and instigated the fight. All right, so here's what the problem is, and this is going to bring me into the problem that everybody else is having. All right, the problem is that number one, he didn't have all the hearings that he has. All right, are not in front of black judges or any black prosecutors. Okay, they're keeping it all. All right, there's no Negroids there. It's all Caucasoids there, and don't take offense to the word because that's the actual nomenclature that we all live by.
I just thought it was when you said Caucasoids.
Right, that's all good, But here's the deal. All right, the reason they're doing that because if they put him in front of Negroids, right, that means he can go back and appeal it and say we're biased. Okay. But when the Caucasoids do it to him, all right, now he can't come back and say they were biased towards him. All right, and like I said, it's all white judges, it's all white prosecutors. They're not, and he's going to wind up going. I mean, he's going to prison either or, which I don't care about. But they want to make sure that he doesn't get an appeal. Now, the reason why they're going after this man is not because of what he did, not because he actually shot somebody, which was a black man, and he actually said it online that I'm going to eventually kill one of these talking monkeys, and you guys are going to chip out when I walk free. Okay, right. That's not why they're prosecuting him. They're prosecuting him because he showed their agenda. Okay. All right. Yeah. Just like with mafia, you don't tell. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. You take that oath. All right. They burn the thing in your hand, and you swear the oath and all that other good stuff. And you know what happens to rats in the mafia. So now they're not making an example out of him because of what he did or what they said. They're making an example out of him because he actually showed their factual agenda. And they're going to martyr him for it. And he's not getting out of jail no time soon. So when it comes to discrimination, all right, Tiff, I think I sent you a text the other day. I told you, matter of fact, I think I sent it on last night's show. I got a contract from Indianapolis last night, because what I'm doing is I'm having people do FOIA requests on these Title 4D contracts. Becka, I think I sent you one.
You need to check out that Muck Rock. That literally is a database of like thousands of every FOIA request that's ever been requested in every state through every freaking department in the state.
I got it. I wrote it down. I'm going to check it out.
Yeah, I about crapped her. I was like, I got to send this to Osiris.
Thank you. I love you, Mama. But here's the deal. All right, when I read that contract, and I have a lot of 4D contracts. This particular contract, matter of fact, I will send you a copy of it. And again, I have not really been at work too much, but my client sent it to me yesterday. But in this contract, there's a section under for the contractor under Title 4E. All right, which is CPS. All right. So I want everybody, and I know that you guys, you probably noticed by now. All right. The CPS, all right, because it's federally funded, it's not state run, it's federally ran. All right, they are federally funded, they are controlled by the feds, all right, and they get audited by the feds. And according to their contract, I believe I sent you some of this, Tiff. If they don't snatch enough kids, they lose federal funding. So they are there to make up any excuse that they possibly can.
They have a quota to meet.
Right, they got a quota, just like Title 4D. Title 4D has a 95% quota that they have to meet. Now, I did not find the quota, but I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the way I interpreted it, it's a 91, 92% quota. Okay. The sheriffs are under a contract to assist them. The judges are under a contract to assist them.
Yeah, those are the MOUs. I mean, essentially, yeah, it's a contract.
Right. Exactly. So, and incidentally, I want everybody to know this. I am willing, more than happy and willing, if we can do an open mic or whatever. I don't care what state that we're in, that you want to do it on. I will be more than happy to provide my knowledge on the constitutional restrictions of government. All right, for all of everybody who tunes in. Okay, and I think that's very necessary, because I was reading the text, and somebody says, yeah, and you said it, Tiff, people don't study the Constitution, you don't know your rights.
Nope.
Okay. You remember George Floyd?
Yep.
Yes.
All right. Why did George Floyd die?
He had a sandwich in his hand.
Okay, Becka, why did George Floyd die? You know who George Floyd was?
Yeah, that was the guy that got shot by that white cop, right?
No, he got strangled by Derek Chauvin with the neck on, with the knee on the neck.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay, yeah.
Was that I don't know, was that Michigan? I can't remember what state it was in. All right, Tiff, I know you know about that, right?
Who was the guy that had the sandwich that they shot?
See?
Oh, that was another guy. I know you're talking about. Yeah. They shot him in his back.
Yes,
that was George Floyd. All right, so George Floyd, they approached him because they said he was trying to cash a void check or something like that.
Yeah.
All right, and Derek Chauvin.
They said he had a phony $20 bill.
Yeah, it was a counterfeit money. So they arrested him. Well, they were trying to arrest him, and he had his foot on his neck and basically killed him. Now they said, oh, he was on drugs, this and this and that. Listen, man, I don't know about you guys, but I've been on drugs before, and I ain't never been choked. But obviously, drugs put a strain on your heart, and if you put your foot on somebody's neck on their artery, right, and you cutting off circulation, yeah, you're gonna die. But anyway, George Floyd, he died not because of the officer had the foot on his neck. He died because everybody pulled out a video camera instead of helping him.
Yes. Thank you very much.
That's a problem.
There's a lot of people that have died. Now, granted, the video camera is very important. All right, but there's a lot of people have been murdered by these pigs. All right, and I'm not going to hold my tongue on that. All right, they have been sentenced to death by these pig prosecutors and these pig judges. All right, and what has happened now is it's good that one person pulled out the camera. There was 4 cops, and I think if I'm not mistaken, you can correct me on the number later. There was 32 people there watching.
Jesus Almighty!
And they sat there and they watched them. Nobody helped him. All right. And I don't know if you guys remember back in New York. This was years ago. Eric Garner. He was selling, because in New York, cigarettes are very expensive. They're like $20 a pack now. And Eric Garner was going around selling singles, and the undercover cops called him, and they choked him out to death. But instead of everybody helping him, right, and it was only 2 cops, and there was like 40, 30, 20, I don't even know whether it was 15 people or not. They watched him die. Right. And then the funny part was those pigs got away with it. Now, had those people intervened and pushed those cops off of him, just like with George Floyd and all these other incidences where they watch these pigs kill people, all right, a lot of these deaths could be avoided. So with CPS, I think the best remedy is that people in the community need to get together. We need to have some type of network. Hey, CPS is out here with some sheriffs. And now that we know these sheriffs are under contract, we need everybody in the community to come out. You think they're going to snatch your kids with a small?
It need to be like local advocate teams or something like that, like local advocate teams, like stuff that you call, when they essentially show up at your house. Like, hey,
we need the community. It's beyond advocate teams, all right? Because this is the problem. This affects everything that these people do, no matter what it is they affect the whole community. And the whole community needs to come out and protect each other. We're not protecting each other.
Right.
They always said it takes a village. There is no village anymore.
I mean, and like you said earlier, Tiff, if you break the law, you're wrong, you do something that's fucked up, all right, you got it coming. But like for some strangers who don't know anything about you and who are coming to steal and kidnap your kids for federal fucking funding, all right, some asses need to be kicked. And it ain't ours.
Right. So, 2 things. No wonder they're so mad at me, right? And I said this before. I'm fucking with their money. I am, because I'm getting kids home.
Right.
And 2, they thought that I was just going to submit, which I don't know where that craziness came through their head, that I was going to submit to anybody.
Stockholm syndrome.
Right. Well, reality check. This one went into Tiffany Wise protective custody. Absolutely fucking not.
But the downfall of that, Tiff, is that's just you. Case in
Not
point,
everybody's got balls like you.
I fight for the community, right? I fight for the community too. But when they came in here and raided my office and took $3.2 million worth of computer equipment and customized software, all the people that I was advocating for, they was nowhere to be found.
Right, okay? I get that.
You know what I mean?
One of my rallies, we promoted it, this, that, and the third. As soon as these CPS workers found out where my rally was, what time it was, they went to their clients, or whatever you want to call them, their parents, that's what I call them, said, if you show up at that rally, we're taking your kids.
That's intimidation. That's illegal.
I know. I called Darren immediately. I said, we're going live right now. You remember that, Darren?
But here,
Yes, I do.
but here's the catch. Why not go to CPS and say the same thing to them? If you come out here and fuck with our rally, we're gonna take, we're gonna do whatever. And I've said it before, and y'all know how I feel. They don't fear us.
Right.
All right? They
There's
don't
no
fear
penalty.
us. Now, I
There's
have
no
to be
penalty for
careful
that.
of what I say on here, all right? Because, I don't want to get any strikes on our, on the channel, but they don't fear us. And that is our fault.
Mm-hmm. They've become
Right, and
complacent in their positions.
Right. And people are so, oh, but it's the government. They got to do this. We got to do that. No, you don't. And I don't know
forgot that their
how.
authority isn't vested in. It's supposed to be in the people, not the government.
Right.
Like they think
It's
just
just
because
like-
they're so powerful that supersedes them.
But here's the catch. Where does their power come from? Us.
Yeah.
All governments derive their just power from the consent of the governed. Right? So CPS, I don't care if it's CPS, I don't care if it's a traffic court. I don't care. Now, if it's criminal, if you fuck up and do something that's literally against the law, and somebody mentioned common law earlier. All right, under common law, there has to be a victim of a crime.
Mm-hmm.
All right. In Georgia, Virginia, Virginia's a commonwealth, just like Pennsylvania, where I'm at. All right, and if you read it, the court shall be open to every man for injury done him, his land's good person and reputation, and he shall have justice and remedy by due course of law without sale, denial, or delay. So if there's no victim, with a personal injury or a victim of a crime, they have no authority over us.
Right.
But
Yep.
yet people are going to these traffic courts and they're going to tax courts, and there's no law that requires anybody to pay taxes. Right. There's no law that literally requires you to have a driver's license. There's no law that requires you to register your look. They call them motor vehicles. We call them cars. There's no law that requires you to register your property with the state.
Right.
They tax you on everything. There's no law for you to pay property taxes. Right?
Yep.
And I was dealing.
I am trying to do away with those property taxes.
Well, here's the catch. I was Tiff. I told you what was going on, but I was talking to a magistrate the other day, and as well, are you a United States citizen? I said, fuck no, I ain't no United States citizen. I wasn't born in the United States. I was born in the country of New Jersey. I don't pay taxes. I don't pay property taxes, and I own 4 or 5 properties. I'm not paying shit. And if you got a problem with that, so be it. You know what I mean? I don't use a driver's license, but I got a beautiful Corvette. All right. But I can get away with that in Pennsylvania and probably Virginia because it's a commonwealth. Now, have I been to jail for it before? Sure. But they always dismiss the case because the Constitution proves that I'm right.
Right.
I don't have to register my property with you. If I put $2 in a Coke machine and that Coke comes out, that's my Coke or Pepsi. That's mine. I ain't got to register it with you.
Yeah.
Okay. And the biggest issue is a lot of people don't realize, when our offspring were born, I didn't do it. I know my ex-wife did it, but we go to the Social Security Administration and we apply for a Social Security card, which makes our children agents of the federal government of the United States, which is a foreign corporation to every state. And then now, because you registered them as property, and if you look up Corpus Juris Secundum, subsection 886, a corporation, a citizen is a corporation, and it describes it as an it. And if you look up it is a lifeless thing. All right, and that's the problem. People have waived their rights because we're so you got to do this. This is how we're brought up.
Mm-hmm.
I went through it. I know you all went through it. Oh, you need a Social Security number. Oh, you need a state ID. You know what I mean? And now
We just believed it blindly rather than question it.
Right. And now, once we do that, they're coming in with parents patria. All right.
Yep.
The parent of the state. Oh, well, we feel as though that you're. And if you listen, check this out. Go to the whatever state website, and it'll say. Matter of fact, I did one before I went on a little vacation. It says we're here to protect Virginia's children. It doesn't say nothing about your children. And then on the bottom it says customer service. So it's a business, and people are so ignorant now. People are so, we're so lost. I'm not lost. I'm not even gonna take that. I know, in this group, none of us are lost. I know you ain't Tiff, and I know you ain't Darren and Becca. I know you ain't either. But unfortunately, it's just four of us. I mean, I know there's more, but that's what the problem is. We are the problem because we keep allowing this to happen. We allow them to kidnap our offspring or our neighbor's offspring. All right. When a call, look, check this out. If there was a flood somewhere, isn't there an alarm that goes off? They press a button, yo, man, or we get that on TV. This is a public service now. All right, we should have the same capability to press a button and say, hey, they're at 225 Tiffany Street trying to steal our kids. Bring your asses over here and let's stop this shit.
Yeah. I've been saying that for a long time. I'm sure Tiff has too, and I'm sure you have.
Right.
Hold on. I got to say, hold on.
Go ahead, baby.
I just wanted to give a shout out to Fostering Reality. Whoop, whoop. And Fostering Reality, you have the senator's wife following you, which means the senator is watching you. So keep up the good work.
Keep up the good work, brother.
Yes.
Keep up the damn good work.
He does it from the inside out. He is awesome.
And I like the lady, the young lady that you had on last night. She was awesome.
Oh, that's my bestie.
She have Thelma and Louise. Remember?
Yeah, we are.
You know what I mean? She even had me a little sister when I say that.
Did you get Tiff's book?
Huh?
Did you order Tiff's book?
Not yet, because like I said, I'm just now. Listen, guys, I've been under a lot of. I've had some surgery done. I had a death in the family, and I just kind of took some time off. And to be honest with you, I didn't like the medication that they had me on, but the pain was so severe, I took it.
Oh.
Right? I'm a pothead. I'm not a pillhead. Okay.
And I did tell him that God said, "No, motherfucker, you need to sit your ass down and take a break." That's exactly what I told him.
Yes, you did. What was that? Last Saturday, I think it was. And you know what I mean? I still got your footprint on my ass, and but that's what friends are for. You know what I mean? That's why I love you, internet wifey.
Thank you. I tell Darren the same thing. I'm like, no, when you're asleep, we're not doing the show because it's time for your ass to sleep. Absolutely not. The show can wait.
Right. And the bad part was I've been doing like anywhere from 16 to 17 hours straight for the last couple of years. So I'm at 2-3 hours of sleep when I'm back up. But I was so, I'm so compassionate about helping the brethren, you know what I mean? And the sisters. But I noticed that, and one of the things that, Tiff, like you said, to take a break was I was noticing that, I did a video about 2 months ago. I got 342 views, and this was one of the most powerful videos I made. But then when I look at other content creators, not being jealous or anything, that aren't talking about nothing about freedom, or anything that we stand for, and they're on views. Yeah, they're there for 2 hours. They get 350,000 views. I'm like, you know what? Fuck you guys. You know what I mean? But I'm still going to continue. We're just doing it different. But that's our problem, gentlemen and ladies. We're letting this happen, and I hope everybody who's listening to us, all right. And again, y'all know how I feel, and I know I have to watch my mouth on here, but it's our fault.
I agree.
It's our fault.
I said it at the beginning. Trump has given us tools that we could use to take our country back, and we're letting it go by. Whether you like
everybody's just withering it away.
He's still giving you the direction, and no one's taking the bait. Still, everybody's waiting. Like, what do we do? He's done all he can do. He's told you what you can do. Now do it.
Yeah.
Or the time's just going to go by.
Yep. You got these counties. You got these state legislators. You got the counties, the cities, the legislatures. I don't know if you guys have been paying attention to this data center thing. All right, but here's the catch. They're going to these people that they put in office to protect them and to do the best interest. And all these people care about is money. CPS, all they care about is money. these judges, all they care about is money. They will tear a family apart. Y'all know that. I mean, you know what I mean? I listen to you guys all the time. All right.
Yeah.
The love of money is the root of all evil. But, you know, I mean, it's up to us to get rid of that evil. You know, Congress, Donald Trump this, Donald Trump that. Well, how come you haven't impeached his ass yet? You know,
or done something to change it or whatever. They don't. They go like we were just talking about yesterday. That big beautiful bill. They put $5 billion into the prison system. $5 billion.
Yep. All look and the prison. I listened to you guys last night. And I don't know, you know, if you're aware of it. I can't remember. I think it's called Prison Corp. It's all traded on the stock market. These guys are making billions.
Yep.
And that sheriff that you showed last night, that fat fucker with the Wilford Brimley looking bastard.
Yeah.
With the big
one from Ohio, from Butler County. Yeah, he's a
yeah.
whack.
You know, check this out. They should have been got rid of him.
What do you say? 6 times he's been there. 6 times he's elected or some shit.
Yeah, because listen, one of the things that I have come to the realization is, all right, people, unfortunately, due to cognitive dissonance and the Stockholm system, they just, for some reason, they just enjoy being slaves because, like you said last night, the school system is the worst one. That's indoctrination of slavery or warehouse work.
Yep.
They know what they're
Exactly
doing. Yeah. These people
it was
don't
designed
care
for
about
that in the 1800s. That's literally what it was designed for.
Right. You know, back in the 1800s, you lived on your own. You plowed your food, you plowed the field, you ate. And then for some reason, people decided, oh, we need leadership. That was just some demonic shit. Some demon came from heaven or hell. All right, wherever they came, because as far as I'm concerned, they're both. But they either came down here, up here, and said, y'all need to worship these guys and waive all your rights. And you know, Tiff, I send you a lot of videos. You know, I don't know how many of you actually seen, but it's nobody's doing anything about nothing.
I watch them. I watch all of them.
Yeah, you know, and I'm quite sure you've seen some of them. Just every time I come across them, I mean, you know, I gotta send this to Tiff, but it's sick. We're sick, and this system. I don't care. Again, I don't care if it's CPS, which is one of the sickest system. And you know what? Speaking of CPS, you know, it's funny. They got all the people who they know were on Epstein Island doing all this funky shit, right?
Yeah, doing nothing.
Right? All these rich people, but, oh, well, it's been redacted. You know, we can't do anything about them.
Who's in jail for it? Nobody.
Gazelle Maxwell, that's the only one out of
He's out.
How many people? I don't know if you. I can't remember how many people on that list now. And I'm not trying to be funny, no disrespect. 99.9% of them was all Caucasoids.
Yeah,
right. It was a couple of Negroids on there.
You know what? You're right. There isn't very many, is there?
No.
You know what I mean? There was a few.
Just Obama. That's it.
Obama.
Will Smith was on there too.
Chris Rock.
Yeah, Will Smith was on there.
What was the guy that played in what is it with the Jackie Chan Rush Hour?
Chris Tucker.
Chris Tucker was on there. I mean, it was. I think it was less than 10.
Bill Cosby.
I never seen Bill Cosby on that, but I mean, you know, but I think it was less than 10. And I'm not saying that to be like any type of racism, but everybody that was on that list was all wealthy. It wasn't no poor fuckers on that list.
Well, duh, because they're all eating babies. They can't eat black babies.
Right. No, they don't care what color they are, because you know the adrenochrome. You know what I mean? Y'all know about that adrenochrome.
Adrenochrome, yeah.
Yeah, but the fact, I don't care what color they are. It was sick, and they should all be in jail right now, and they're protected because a lot of money.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Money talks, bullshit walks.
Look, money talks and bullshit runs a marathon.
That's it right there.
I saw a license plate or a bumper sticker years ago. It says, "Don't steal. The government hates competition."
That is true.
You know, and you know, man, it has been my desire for the American people to be free. And once I came into this realm, you know, and I realized, you know, once I learned what these criminals were doing. You know what I mean? And even my mother to this day is 81. Said, well, you know, son, I don't know why. I said, well, Mom, I don't have the mentality that you have. Okay. You were born, my mom was born in 45. So she grew up in the Jim Crow era and all that
Stop. My
racism.
dad was born in 45.
Oh, okay, cool. You better not know my mama. But anyway.
That's your look-alike.
Shut up, Darren.
let me see your feet. You know, and they, like you said, with the school thing, they have us trained. I hated school. Only reason I graduated high school because they didn't want me coming back. and that being said, I wouldn't have came back anyway. I went to school, checked in, and left. I did that for 4 years straight.
Here we go.
I did.
These people have a question here for us.
Sure.
So can they take CPS, and since you're here, so can they take CPS to federal court and get help on
And get them on lying in state court. No.
on lying in state court? On lying.
So can I take CPS to federal court and get them on lying in state court?
I mean,
No,
have to
you
prove
can't.
Monel.
You can't sue the government, or well, I take that back. You can't sue a corporation for lying because, like, pigs can lie to us, but we can't lie to them.
Right.
FBI can lie to you. Congress can lie to us, but we can't lie to them. It's a crime. But if you read, there's a case law called Monell versus the
Monel. That's what I said. Monel claims, yeah.
Monell versus the City of New York Department of Social Services. Now, CPS, like any other government, they operate under a policy. Okay, it's all policies, and if you go to the CPS website, whatever, all right, they operate off of policies. So, under the Monell, under a 1983 claim, if that policy violated your rights, all right, the county, who actually is, they have different county. CPS operates in different county.
Mm-hmm.
They lose immunity under the Monell claim.
Yep.
So you can, yes. So the answer is yes. You can sue CPS, depending, and what you want to do. Don't sue CPS. Sue the county that sponsors them, and allow them to come in and deprive you of your rights. Because the county, under a policy, under a Monell claim, they do not get immunity. Okay, so they'll come back. If you try to sue CPS, they're going to say, well, we're a state agency. All right, the CPS, just like the 4D crime family, all right, CPS is a crime family. And because they're federally funded and federally regulated and audited by the feds, they don't answer to the state. The state doesn't pay them the incentive funds to kidnap your kids. The federal government does. All right, but soon the federal government's not going to work. And trying to sue the agency that the CPS is in is not going to work. So you sue the county, and I want everybody, take that down, Monell versus the City of New York Department of Social Services. All right, the county does not get immunity. So if they come into your county and they use the county sheriff or the police to kidnap your kids, you can actually sue that county. Okay. Monell versus the City of New York Department of Social Services.
Claim.
Monell claim, 1978, I think it is. He's 71 or 78. All right, and guess what? They don't get immunity. All right, because if you go about it any other way, then they'll take immunity. All right, they'll give them 11th Amendment immunity, and they have no problem with bribing these federal judges with fat, giant padded envelopes. But based off of vertical and horizontal stare decisis, which basically means once the high court rules on something, the low courts have to abide by it. Okay. And the other day, now Tiff, I'm going to show this. I'm going to send this to you when I get done marking it up. I couldn't do it because I was a little discombobulated from my good ass minute. But I found that in the Title 4D contract is also a Title 4E contingency, and this was a prosecutor's contract. So the prosecutors are in on it.
Youngsters.
The sheriffs are in on it. These so-called judges, they're not even judges, because anybody who goes into a contract is a contract. Okay, and under the law, expressio unius est exclusio alterius, the mention of a contractor is the exclusion of a judge. There's no court order that allows these CPS crime families to come and take your kids. All right. They operate with. You guys have heard the force of law. All right. Force of law is what?
I don't know
Coercion.
what it was.
It's coercion. In other words, do what we say or we're going to sanction you. Case in point, statutes are not law. They're legislative rules of society. You have the force of law. Black's Laws Dictionary, page 1137, I think it is. All right. But force of law is coercion, according to Harvard Law Studies. So in other words, if you don't pay us to register your car, and we catch you and that car's not registered, what do? They're going to tow your shit.
Yep.
If you don't come to us and pay us for that driver's license, which you don't need because a license is a certificate that grants permission, we're going to put you in jail. And we're going to tow your shit. All right? It's always going to come back to them taking something that belongs to you because you didn't pay them. It's just a big extortion racket. And when it comes to CPS, the funny part is it's an extortion racket. Now you got this contracted lawyer. They already know that you're going to lose your kids anyway. Excuse my French. And guess what? They're going to milk you for every fucking red cent that you got.
Yeah.
And then
they're going to stipulate for you. So then you get put into this contract saying that, hey, I did this and I'm guilty, but they didn't even confer with you first. Who's taking the guiltiness? Like, what are you doing?
Here's the catch. And that's our fault because the community, we're not hitting buzzers in our community. By now, every community should be well aware of this CPS tactics and this kidnapping. All right. And we know that they're trafficking kids. All right. And like you said last night, so many children have died in foster care. And that wasn't an accident. They just let these rich fuckers have them. Scare them to death, drain their blood, drink their blood, eat their livers, and all that other shit, right? And then, oh, well, he died. Yeah, okay. No, you killed him. All right? I mean, I don't know if you guys are old enough, and I know you ain't, Tiff, but you remember back in the day they had milk cartons and all them kids on the back of the milk
Oh, yeah, the missing pictures sure did.
None of those children have been found. Where the fuck are all those kids at?
That's what I'm saying.
The
aliens. That was the government. Now, whether it's aliens, which I don't believe it is, because I believe that these reptilians are under the earth. All right, I've actually met a few of them, but that's these rich fuckers like Ellen DeGeneres, Donald Trump and his friends, the Epstein listers, all these. I don't know if you saw it, but I saw a video of a lot of celebrities now that the Epstein list came out. That at one time they were looking young and vibrant, and now they're looking like old and decrepit.
Oh, I saw that.
Yes, they're looking. Look at Ellen DeGeneres. Ellen DeGeneres looks. I mean, and I ain't trying to be funny, but I'm going to be proudly saying this: black don't crack, because my mom is 80. Tell us she's 80. All right, but
don't crack.
But when they do what they do, it's like vampirism. And the reason why the cops and come to them, all right, a lot of people think, oh well. You swore an oath to protect and serve. It is not a cop's job, a pig's job. I don't even want to call them cops. It is not a pig's job to protect you. A pig's job is to arrest code breakers so he can make money for the corporation.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I've seen videos where, now this in the term, I'll say police officers, where they have actually saved people and they've helped people. And I admire that. You know what I mean? They pulled a dog out of the car. You know what I mean? Things of that nature. But these pigs that are going around and killing people, and if you notice now, the only reason that they're convicting these pigs is because it's on camera. If it wasn't on camera, they'd be getting away with it. Y'all know that. Tiff, your thoughts on that?
Well, sorry about that. My computer died, so I had to go up on my phone. Well, of course, I agree with you. I will say this. I had the same conversation with the sheriff today. He said, "Oh, people say that you don't like the police." I said, "Can you say hi to him? Say hi."
Hey, buddy. What's up, little man?
That's
What's
right.
up, little
Don't
man?
forget. Yeah, okay.
What's up, internet grandson?
Yeah. And this is what I said to him. I said, I don't have a problem with the police who do the right thing.
Right.
I don't like the police that don't do the right thing. Yes, then yes, I don't like the police. If they're doing the wrong things, absolutely, I don't like them.
Sure. I don't like nobody who's doing the wrong thing.
Right? If they're overreaching, they're making it. I mean, it's. I know that when they overstep their bounds, that's for
I
sure.
think it's beyond overreaching. I think it's just the fact. Yeah, right. Whoever said that, yeah, I agree. Fuck the police.
Yeah, fuck the police. Yeah.
Darren, what's your take on that, brother?
The overreaching of the policeman. I think that, you know what, they're people just like we are. You take that badge off, they're a human being like we are. And you know what, if they can't uphold their rules and if they can't do that, they should put those things down and go work at some local store. I mean, they don't belong there. It's not a position of power. It's to protect us, you know, in our living in freedom in the world that we're supposed to be living in. It's not there for their benefit. It's there for ours. And when it's turned around, then it's the wrong position. Period. You know, that's how I feel about this.
Originally, back in the slave days, I forget 18. I can't remember the year. I'm a little foggy, you know, but the reason they came out with the police and the sheriff was to track down runaway slaves. All right, so
Right.
But now they're killing people, right? They're beating people to death. You know what I mean? And I mean, if you go listen, there's not a day that goes by that somebody doesn't have, or a cop is not, or a pig. All right, because police officers actually save somebody, but there's not a day go by that these pigs aren't beating somebody. And then, like the last one, I think it was North Carolina, right? The cops went. The girl had mental issues. She was a 130-pound girl, and the cop punched her in the face 10 times. And the only reason that he got fired because he didn't have his body cam on, because somebody caught him on a ring camera. Now, It was a white cop and a black cop. And the black cop actually, and again, I'm not trying to be funny, but the black cop, like, yo, man, he actually pushed him away, like, come on, man. All right, but he got fired the next day, and he got arrested the next day. But the only reason he got arrested because it was on somebody's ring door. If I think it was the girl that they beat, it was on her ring cam. And that's the only reason that these cops, if it wasn't for these cameras, I mean, how many years, I mean, even way before we were all born, that these pigs have been doing this shit to people.
Yeah.
I mean, before it was the brothers. All right, now they don't discriminate. They are fucking everybody up.
Yep. That's the fact, Jack.
Becka, what's your take on that?
Which part of it?
About these pigs. CPS.
I mean,
give us
myself and I don't like them. I don't like them at my house. I don't want them at my house. And it's the summertime, so I'm going to be dealing with them an awful lot because they always show up every summer when my kids are home, and they're all constantly, because people are a bunch of cop callers around here, and they're like, oh, your kid's screaming at me, and or they're fighting, or they're dumping water on each other, or something petty. And it's like, really?
Being kids?
Yeah.
They call the cops?
Yeah.
Does that happen every year?
Yes. I've lived in the same house almost 5 years, and it's literally been this way every year. And it started already, 2 weeks ago? Yeah, 2 weeks ago.
Okay, Becka, so I'm going to tell you what to do. My dad told me this. The next time the police come to your property and you didn't call them, you need to tell them to go talk to the person that called them, because you did not ask for their assistance.
That's right. They have no jurisdiction on that.
Yeah, and I told, because when they come knocking on my door, I'm like, can I help you? I'm like, why are you here? And he's like, well, you don't have to be rude, ma'am. I'm like, you're on my, you came here because I didn't call you here. I didn't ask you to come here, because I'm the last person to ever call the police. Okay. I'm the last person to ever call the police.
And there's been, I didn't mean to cut you off, but there's been so many incidences where somebody has had a mental health issue, right? I saw one video and it broke my heart. The old man had dementia, and I'll see if I can find that video. And he wasn't bothering anybody. He went to the bank and he couldn't remember his name or anything. And the bank called. They called his family, and they wanted to help him. Do you know they wound up killing that man? And he was like 70, 80 years old. They killed him. They strapped him in a chair, one of those restraint chairs that they have in prison. They strapped him in a chair. I can't say that they beat him, but they strapped him in a chair. They left him there. He went into cardiac arrest. And then they kept him in that chair for over, I think it was like 4 hours. And they didn't find out he was dead until later when, they sent somebody to check on him and he was dead.
Wow.
But yet they called because they wanted to get him help. So instead of taking him to the hospital, they took him and put him in jail. Right? And when they put you in jail, of course, they make a case incident report number, and that incident report number gets floated on the market, just like CPS, just like child support, just like traffic tickets, even the criminal codes. All right?
Get it? Traffic tickets. Traffic tickets. Traffic.
The
word right in there.
It's funny how you can get a charge with a commercial crime, but yet driving, if you look up the word driving, it means operating. Traffic means commerce. Driving means operating in commerce. But yet, well, do you have proof of my employment that I'm employed by the Department of Transportation? No. All right. It's just all a ploy and we let them do it. And I've said it before. If everybody in America took these damn license plates off their car, took these driver's license and went to the wherever they got them from and piled that shit up, what do you think they're going to do? They can't.
Not a damn thing.
Right.
Right.
I always said if 500 people, because I figured it out one time. I forget I was thinking it was 500 people.
Can't
you got 500 people that went and took their kids back from their families for CPS in each state. 500 at the same time. There wouldn't be enough arresting officers to come around and even arrest the people or charge them that amount of time. You would never catch them all. It would be too much, and something would have to be done about it. But I can never even get 10 people in this cause to get together, let alone 500.
I mean, you can, but then they're going to label you a domestic domestic terrorist.
So
they're the domestic terrorists, not us. I'm sorry.
I know.
Not mine, right?
We put window tint on all the police cars in Winchester City. We will not touch Frederick County until this sheriff is gone. Anyway, one time we had one of their cars here, and the deputy called me and was like, "Hey, we're here to pick up the car." And I was like, "Well, hey, I just went to DMV to renew my license, so if I get pulled over, you all won't arrest me." And he said, "Tiffany, I would arrest you just for being mean," right? So we laughed about it. Ha ha. Today, when I was at the courthouse, I said, "Oh, are you going to arrest me today? I'm not being mean." He started laughing. He's like, "No, but I bet you got some rum and coke in that water bottle right there." I'm like, "Stop telling people I don't drink." So then I went through the metal detector and it beeped on my way out. He's like, "Go ahead. You might as well pull that Glock out." I said, "Man, are you trying to get me shot?" Thank God they all knew he was kidding.
Right.
They're all standing there with their hands on their gun, like.
Now, I had to put my purse through the x-ray machine. Now, they knew damn well I didn't have no Glock, but they did tell me I could keep my tea. But Alex, yes, Alex, I'm calling you out. Alex was like, "We all know that's rum and coke." Now, he knows I got to leave, right? And then I go through the machine. Oh, first I tried to go through the wrong one, and he's like, "See, there you go. Messing up shit already." And I'm like, whatever. So I'm going to get my phone out, and I go through the metal detector, and it beeps. And he's like, "Yeah, you know you got that Glock up in there." I was like, "Boy, please, they don't have these people pulling guns out on me here."
The funny part is they get to carry guns, and the first thing they ask you, "Oh, do you have any weapons on you?" Nah, you know what I'll tell them? I am a weapon. And if you don't keep your hands from around your waist, I'm going to show you how weaponized I actually could be. And I think what Darren said was right. And I had this issue. I offered the people of Texas, because I got a beef with Ken Paxton. I don't know if he's the state attorney general, who he doesn't run the 40 agency, the 40 crime family, but it's in his division. And I've actually talked to the phone, and I told Ken Paxton, I said, "Yo, bro, I'm going to bring you down." And I offered the people of Texas, I said, listen, I will write the lawsuit up for free. I will, the lawsuit. All you need is 3 people minimum. I said, I will write you up a 500 million. Actually, I told them we do it for $1 billion lawsuit. And do you know, and I did this back in, I think it was last September. And I ran that on Facebook. I ran it on YouTube. And do you know, everybody, nah, I'm not doing that. Nah, man, I'm just scared. Scared. We can run, huh?
They're scared of that reach, man.
And well, here's the catch. Just like, and I'll say the same thing with the people with CPS. I'll write it up for free. If you want to sue CPS, I'll write that shit up for free. And by all means, Tiff, you can put the information out there. You know how to contact. I'll write it up for free. I don't want nothing. What I want, well, I do want something. I want some scalps. All right, not literally. All right, but I want to bring this system down. We don't need a Trojan horse. All right, we don't have to sneak in there.
Wait a minute, you say you only need 3 people?
For minimum for a class action lawsuit, but we should have listen, after this, we should have a couple 100,000 people.
Well, I can tell you right now, I got 3 people right now going after them in Virginia right now.
And that's great, but here I want more. I want more than 3 people because I know there's more than 3 people in Virginia and other states that have been affected.
Well, I can get more. Don't think I can.
Yeah,
but I know 3 now.
You just ain't tried yet, okay?
I've already checked this out. I've already written I've already written the lawsuits. We just got to add names and addresses to the shit. Now, of course, we need and again, we're not going to go after the state. We're not going to go after the Department of Child. That's you guys in Virginia is what Department of Social Services. That's where the CPS is. We're not going to sue the CPS, the Department of Social Services, because that's actually an arm of the state, and as an arm of the state, they get immunity. Okay, but the counties that go into contract with these people and the sheriffs and the judges, we're not even going to sue the sheriffs and the judges. And if you read the Monell claim, all right, hey guy, all right, if you read the Monell claim, we can sue the county. And guess what? The county does not get qualified immunity based off that contract because it's in a proprietary nature. They're not taking your kids. Now, again, Tiff, and we've all talked about this. If there are some children that have been abused, all right, that need to be removed, okay? But still, they don't really give a rat's ass about those kids either. It's all about federal funding, all right? But the county doesn't get immunity under Monell claim. That's a Supreme Court ruling, and under vertical and horizontal stare decisis, the United States Supreme Court says you don't get immunity as a county, and because they're operating in a proprietary nature in return for federal funds, they don't get immunity.
Well, I got 3 counties right now.
Okay, give me some people, and I'll write it up. And matter of fact, if you guys want to, like I said, tomorrow, I'm still a little bit groggy. If you hear me,
you're doing okay though. You're doing
sorry
just
about
fine.
that. But I was enjoying the content. I said, you know what? That's why I haven't been on, because, like, you know, I want to be 100%. But I'm just coming out of my little virtual coma, which I've been enjoying for the last 4 weeks. But they've taken my medication down. But let me tell you something. We can get these people, all right? And not only can we get I believe we can get the offspring back, all right, but we can get everybody some compensation.
Yeah.
Right.
So I don't know if you're aware, Osiris, but here lately I've had a wonderful following and like been getting like major attention on Facebook for like follows and, you know, people commenting on my stuff and stuff like that. And I've had like 500,000 views, 500,000 views in the last like 60 days.
That's good.
So I could put a post out there and be like, hey, who wants to file this suit? You know, whatever state you're in, and just start taking names.
Post it, because we can go, again, like I said, we can go from state to state. And again, we're not interested. And I want people to understand this, everybody who's listening to all of us. We're not going after the state. We're going after the 4E agency, all right, which is anything under Title 4 of the Social Security Act is not a state agency. And the fact that they have to, they literally, I believe, Tiff, I sent you the 5-year plan. I think I sent you one too, Bex. All right, they have to go into a 5-year contract with these people. Once that county goes into the contract, they lose all immunity. And that's not me. That's the United States Supreme Court. Yeah, you're right. Turn it into a class action, even better. And that's what we're trying to do. But what pisses me off is that, like I said, I could have been, let me tell you something. I've been doing this for close to 40 years now. Child support, which y'all know I hate that word, Title 4D. All right, the 4D crime families, what I call them, they should have been shut down. I've even showed the contracts. I've even showed that these judges and all these people are not officers, agents, or employees of the state. So there's no court order. All right, I prove beyond a shadow of a doubt with federal law, because what we do, again, we take their information, we use it against them. How are you going to come back now and say, well, that's not true? Well, damn. So you've been doing shit, right? That ain't true. And you're not even an officer, agent, or employee of the state. That's a lawsuit in itself. Okay? And more importantly, when they come and take human offspring, all right, I sued Indianapolis back in 2012. I got arrested because I didn't have a state ID. So I spent 8 hours in jail, and I got paid $12,000. And the judge, Denise LaRue, God bless her soul, she died a few years back with cancer. And I was disappointed, one, because she died because she was a good judge. And second of all, I wanted to take her out to dinner. She was fine. All right, but she told the way the county and the city attorney, well, he was required to do this and this and that. And this judge told them, if Mr. Osiris does not want to associate with government, you cannot force him to do so. You violated his right. That's compelled association. So when they come and steal and kidnap, I ain't going to say steal. When they come and kidnap, the human offspring, they're compelling you to associate with people whose ideologies you don't agree with. Look up the First Amendment. Mm-hmm. It's like no different than Walmart. You can't be compelled to go to Walmart and shop at Walmart or Sam's Club. All right, you can't be compelled to go to 7-Eleven and be their customer. You can't be compelled to buy a car. You can't be compelled to go in and buy a driver's license. You can't be compelled to go and buy a vehicle registration. You notice I'm using the word buy. But here, yeah, but if you don't do it, now the force of law kicks in. Okay, well, now we're going to sanction you. All right, you do what we say. You do as you're told. Governments were instituted to be a benefit, security, and protection of our rights, not to trample on them. But we waived them. You know what I mean? And I'm going to take myself out of that we shit. They waived them. All right, because I don't speak French. I speak German.
You got a mouse in your pocket?
Oui.
So my husband always says, and the kids are like, "We." He's like, "We." You got a mouse in your pocket?
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. It's tickling me up.
Not a gerbil.
Come get your mouse.
The little one's ready to go to bed.
Here he is. I got him.
Oh, shit.
Mason,
right, well.
or Darren's got a mouse too. His is in the mop bucket.
Hey, Darren, my brother. Hey, man. Yeah. Send me an email.
I'll show you how to do it. It's all right.
My man. But
right.
I mean, again, I've been with you guys for a minute now. Tiff, I remember one of the first posts you did. It was me and you, man, and and I was like, oh man, because I love what you stand for. I love what you all stand for, and I know we're all in the same boat here, and I know we stand for something in camaraderie, and I see all I'm reading the text that is coming up, but those are just words. If you ain't joining us,
that's right.
You know what I mean? You talk
Don't
a good
talk
game.
about it. Don't talk about it.
Be
Be about it. That's right.
Well, talk about it. I am about it, and I damn sure do shit about it.
That's what I'm talking about. But we just need more. I mean, listen, I'm more. Hey, Darren, you know what? Excuse me, ladies. Darren, I sent you a video about the Punisher. You remember that video I sent you?
Yes, I do.
All right, and do you remember what I said to you in the message?
Yes, I do.
Okay, and that's what it's all about. But we're not doing that.
That's it. You're absolutely right.
And
But
that's what the problem is.
Yep.
You know, they got these soldiers. Listen, I've killed, I've slaughtered. All right, I've maimed in the name of this country, and only to find out that, like, what did I do all that for? And to turn around, and now you want to pull me over because I ain't got a driver's license to put me in jail.
Right.
And slaughtered. I took orders blindly. Yep. All right, I've raided villages, and nobody will ever be able to find it. But our team raided village. We killed everything. That was the order. We followed it. But for what? This is what, and now this new thing, and cracks me up. This new war, this Trump bullshit. And look, I stopped pushing my car. I don't even drive my car no more. I got a bicycle because I refuse to pay for that fucking high ass gas.
Right, $5 to $6 a gallon.
I got a vet. That shit's like $7 a gallon for that. I gotta run that 93 octane. I had a caddy. I'm not driving that shit, literally, because I live in a town. You can walk from one end of the town to another in a half an hour. I don't need no car, and I refuse to support somebody else's agenda in that pocket. I'm not doing it. I refuse to do it. I don't care. And listen, my leg is fucked up, right? I mean, I'm off the crutches now, and I'm on a cane. But guess what? I don't care how bad it hurts. I will not go to no pump and put no gas in my car. Matter of fact, Tony says, "Oh man, I need some gas." So that's your problem. I'm not contributing to that shit. And she was mad at me. I said, "That's your problem. I am not." But I got to go to work. I said, "That is not my problem."
Oh my God.
I don't care. All right. And I'm not folding for nobody. Why should, and that's the problem. We all fold. Well, I got to. You don't have to. You choose to.
Yep. You're right about that.
People choose.
Because they got the fear in us. We don't have the fear in them. That's the problem. You're absolutely, that's the problem.
Brother, you've seen my library. All right. I've showed it on here plenty of times. All right, but that ain't enough. That ain't enough. You know what I mean? And unfortunately, they know they got us by the gonads. I got to go to work. I got a mortgage to pay. Did you guys see the what was it? There was a video that the Chinese guy shot the 14-year-old boy for allegedly stealing some water.
No.
Oh my gosh, you got. I ain't trying to be funny, but these are like, because I watch these types of videos, and here's the catch. It was a Chinese guy. He owned a store, and he accused the black kid of stealing 4 bottles of water. Come to find out, the boy never stole the water. And then when he ran out the store, they chased him. And they shot him in the back like 4 times.
Oh.
The jury acquitted this. Is a Chinese man, right? So the jury acquitted him, and which is fine because he's actually done it before. All right, but here was the narrative. And what I put on there, I said, okay, the jury acquitted him, but his father didn't.
Wow.
So if his father fuck the jury.
Yeah.
If your dad is gonna let them get away with that, then your dad is just about as a cowardly motherfucker as anybody else. And I'm gonna say this, and a lot of people get mad. I was never a Martin Luther King fan. I'm not marching down the street talking about we shall over fucking come holding a bunch of motherfuckers' hands.
Right.
All right. I'm not doing that. I mean, it was great. I respected his philosophy. I didn't respect his cowardism.
Mm-hmm.
You remember the movie A Time to Kill?
Yeah. Yep.
Now, check this out. Now that we all know what we know, go back and really watch that movie. And that movie showed a couple things because they just put it back on YouTube for free. And I was trying to download it, but it wouldn't let me. But I am going to get it on DVD. That movie showed the main thing that it showed was you had these 2 rednecks, no good, greaseball, trailer trash pigs, right? They walk into the black, the country black store. They're talking, and it's like it's 7 Negroes sitting outside, right? And there's 3 Negroids sitting inside. And they come in the store talking trash, and like all these, and it was just two of them, and they weren't like big giant Arnold Schwarzenegger dudes. They were little ass white boys, and these they were scared when they walked in. They should have got stomped the fuck out. All right, and the way that I took it, and the way that the movie, and because I've seen this movie 1,000 times, but every time I see it, I see something new. And again, this is nothing personal to anybody, but it was a movie that was based off down south. I can't remember if it was Alabama or whatever, but and this was 1996, I think this came out. And what it did was it depicted that black people are still scared of white people. And it showed that one scene, I rewinded it because Tony was here. She said, "Why you keep rewinding that?" And I got mad. I was like, that's a damn shit. I don't care what color you are. You walk into my establishment talking that shit, you going out in the Ziploc. Ain't but one thing on this planet that scares me, and I ain't gonna lie, it's spiders. I don't fuck with no spiders.
Yeah, nope. I don't want nothing to do with that.
You know what I mean? I can deal with a cockroach, you know what I mean? Because, I'm black. We have roaches.
I don't want no bugs. No bugs at all.
No, I don't want no bugs either. But, man, I'm into that Discovery Channel. Man, I love watching Nature Channel. And I'll watch it, but let me see a spider in my crib. Check this out. I'll pick up an ant and throw it out. A spider, you're dying.
Yeah, on your own.
Because and it's a shame. But yeah, but I don't feel any remorse when I step on a spider and kill it. All right.
A lot of things they don't feel remorse for.
Right. So once I kill it, my fear is gone.
Especially
I might be wrong because I should value all life. You know what I mean? But I don't feel remorse when I step on an ant either. Just like they don't feel remorse when they step on us.
Right. Well, I mean, imagine. Well, never mind. I think we got to wrap this one up. This is going to go to a different level of conversation. All right, guys.
Play Osiris's song for the end of the show.
I'm going to play Osiris's song for him.
Y'all love me. I love y'all too, man. Thank you, Darren, for that wonderful rendition.
Let me see if which one I have here for you. Of course, Tiff puts me on the spot now. I've been holding this one.
DJ Darren in the house. Internet wife. How's everything?
I'm tired.
I know you are, baby. I'm still waiting for hubby to get with me because I got something for him so we can get this shit squared away.
Oh, we've been busy. Busy.
Well, tell him if he wants his freedom back to take a few minutes out of his busyness so I can, so he can free himself. I promise you.
I told him, and then we just got bombarded.
No, trust me, I understand. Because right now, my season, and right now, I don't even give a rat's ass. I'm happy to be on vacation.
He's on vacation.
That's it.
Brothers rise. Knowledge is the weapon.
I love you guys. Tiff,
I'll be talking to you soon.
You got it. Tiff, I found a remedy. I'll get with you. Give me a minute because I'll be back. I got to do the funeral this week.
We got time.
Right. But I found your remedy.
Okay.
All right, everybody. Have a good night.
God bless everybody who tuned in. I hope everybody tunes in tomorrow. Great content, guys. I love you both. Darren, I love you. Internet wife, I love you. And Kel Bex, I love her too.
False claims, no jurisdiction. System on fire, got a law in section. The fraud is exposed. Amen, Osiris speaking. Your case is closed. They send you papers, call it child support enforcement. But Title 4D is a private contract. No consent, no enforcement. No judge, no court, just administrative hearsay. Demand for the application of bond, the full display. Say courts running a scam under the False Claims Act. Billing the feds while they trap fathers in a trap. Amen, Osiris taught that child support is 100% fraud. Voluntary undertaking missing, then the case is flawed. No signature, no proof, no jurisdiction to enforce. I send the notice, the affidavit, put the system on course. Terminate the order, wipe the arrears clean. 4D destroyer. living the sovereign dream. Hearing officer fraud, admiralty tricks in the room. Black's law dictionary got him exposed in the gloom. You walk in like a king, the man copy of the contract. If it's not there, brother, the whole thing is abstract. Use their own application against them, turn the tables fast. Shut down the hearing like a 40 destroyer at last. No mail technique, no response, they got nothing to stand on. Got a law dropping gem from the ancient plan drawn. False Claims Act violation, Supreme Court written hand. State welfare scheme exposed across the land. Terminate the case, arrears gone in a flash. Amen, Osiris blueprint. Watch the system crash. Undisputed God of law, kinetic wisdom in the fight. Title 4 is voluntary. Step out of their light. No more extortion, no more modern day slavery. Brothers united, knowledge sets the captive free. 5 lawsuits you can win, the destroyer shows the way. Demand the undertaking from the county clerk today. If it ain't recorded, you owe nothing, case dismissed with proof. 40 program crumbles under the God of lost truth. Child support, no judges, that's the real revelation. Administrative fraud, not lawful obligation. Amen, Osiris the undisputed, the master of the game. Title 4 destroyer, eternal in the hall of fame. So rise up warriors, the knowledge has been given. Amen, Osiris, God of law, your freedom is written. Title 4 destroyer, child support, destroyer forever. The contract is void. Go forth and sever. Hotep, the destroyer, has spoken. Case closed.
We know it's all about the money, we know they lie, we know this is corruption. Does CPS know what they are doing to the children?